Okay, so back into final draft. The Rek'Sai gets banned again. I guess we didn't like they got into it. Now they take the Vi away for the first time, but Lee Sin. Still going to be Nautilus and Senna and Callista. So Rel actually up and available this time. First picked away. And they're going to take Zeri Sejuani in response. We see Aphelios Lulu, so we're opting into the scaling. Oh, no. Now, DPlus did win with Zeri Yumi in Game 1 versus KT. That's how I feel about Yumi, too. Oh, my God. Why? Corki Azir? Twisted Fate. We're going to ban Kassadin. We're going to ban Renekton. So we're going to take away the Azir for Showmaker. He's been playing Grasp on it this split. We'll see if he does that again. Talia goes through. Talia for Chovy. Love that. Love that. And we're going to play Cassante. Okay. Spline Cassante. And King not going to play the Gnar, which some players like Perfect prefer to play into the Cassante. We're going to take Aatrox instead. Fortunately, we gotta go kind of fast through this one, guys. Looks like it's not too long though. Okay, cool.
They were getting huge cheers from the fans as well, because obviously with the big headsets on and the white noise, etc.
All right, so they should absolutely be playing through the bot side. GenG, they have Aphelios and Lulu. Possibility for tower dives as well. They should easily win this lane.
He earned that himself for being finals MVP.
Aatrox doing a little bit of an evade here.
We do have exhaust, heal available as well.
This could be very annoying if you're jungling top to bot, because Aatrox can actually just walk up and disrupt Rel's jungle. That's why he put the ward there, is because he can just like start slapping her with Qs while she's trying to do blue, and he can actually 1v2 if the Cassante comes, but he's not going to do that. They're just going to check and see what the Rel's pathing is going to be.
Don't think you're going to be too worried, and he has, in my opinion, also looked the best on it. He loves these type of meta style champions. And again, coming into today, if you told me that Kingen was going to outperform Keen.
Wow. Zanka95, thank you for the 10 community gift subs. That is very, very kind of you.
Sometimes, you know, you play that extra series, you build confidence, right? That makes you just a stronger player.
Very kind of you. Thank you very much, Zanka95.
Is 24-4 on Aphelios. Again, a lot of teams he's been on.
Yeah, Pace has always been a very good Aphelios player. That is not going to be a surprise to any of you guys.
He continues to win. We'll see if he can pick up another win.
It's really interesting to me that the Jinx didn't make an appearance at all today. Wonder if we're going to see teams go back to that as well. It's been
Now you can listen to All Aboard the Korean Hype Train.
The crit buffs have also been quite kind to her, so maybe this is just extra steps that we're taking to go back to Aphelios.
I'm surprised that Abing wants to trade so aggressively in this early game, considering that, you know, the Aphelios Lulu can be very strong in these early levels.
Even though we didn't see it last game, it can be quite the lane bully as well.
Yeah. Great job of that. Get in range, but he's just fine on the Yumi. And this is very obnoxious.
So, Lucid 04 Sejuani. Lucid may be 04 on it, but he individually has been very good on this champion. His team fighting on Sejuani is actually really good. So they might lose these games, but it's not because he's bad at Sejuani. I have a lot of respect for the Sejuani games I've seen from him. And obviously, like, GenG is going to be taking into account the knowledge that they have from scrimming DPlus as well, where they might have seen him be really good on Sejuani. Which is why it's been picked away or banned for a lot of this series.
On the flip side, I think GenG, their kiteback is insane. Right, between the Talia, between the Cassante, the amount of space that they can generate for Pace, who I think has really been underperforming in this series, a lot is going to ride on him. Like, yes, Talia is quite strong, but it really doesn't do the amount of damage that I think you're looking for from someone like Chovy, the way that the Corki can, right? You're much more reliant on hitting great shoves, good positioning in team fights, and possibly impacting the map, as we do have an incredible amount of vision here towards the top half of the map. So Lucid is going to get spotted out. They do, I think, might have suspicion. Keen did obviously walk in to try and place that ward, if I'm not mistaken. Especially before Showmaker has actually used his TP and made his way back. Isn't taking the best of trades here, but he's still has a TP available. So any healthy trades with Chovy, he's going to be feeling pretty stoked about.
Nice job pushing in already from Chovy.
Very annoying to deal with. Essentially has a very fun time poking you out and even just stealing some jungle camps, I guess. Doesn't happen all the time.
Did you actually get any of those?
Even just steal it,
You got a few of them, yeah.
has a very fun time poking you out.
You got a couple of them, a couple of the small raptors forced to use the smite.
But just using all the vision they have to get even more aggressive with Showmaker on the back, and now Canyon going to start up on the spawn of the Void Grubs. And
I think one of the big problems here is, again, like, how do you kill Aphelios? Especially with the Lulu and the wild growth. You don't have good flanking champions. Like, you're basically trying to fight front to back if you're DPlus. Like, maybe you can get a flank off with Aatrox, but, you know, the Cassante is going to be able to mark the flank and just ult you with Cassante if you get too close. And even if you do get there, having wild growth or poly is actually huge. So it feels like GenG is just going to get a nice front to back in every single team fight that they're going to be fighting. Unless Pays makes a pretty big mistake. You know, same could be true of Talia. How do you actually kill her? You have to kill the front line first almost if you're D+. But that's going to be very tricky to do.
You don't know exactly where Canyon is. They might have a certain idea now. Lucid making his way back, but not going to show up to the bottom lane just yet. Cody gets a nice back here note. He doesn't have his teleport, but he's using the tier 2 boots and Talia passive to get back to lane and not really miss much. So it looks like he was able to control that lane very...
Still dictate the pace of the game. The amount of tracking that's been going on Lucid, really want to shout out. It's been like 4 or 5 wards in his topside jungle already, so not want to get caught off guard, not want to be surprised by a gank of the Sejuani. GenG just trying to maintain an even lane state as
Red-white. Really
is he going to get this? Well, he forced cleanse, but... Oh, huge play by Chovy! Oh my god. That is like right after... Man, Chovy hit 6. They see Lucid here. Let's take a look at this. Lucid Q's over the wall. And we already saw Showmaker go back. Kind of shoved out of lane. Chovy is hard winning his lane. And the timing on this is so good, guys. They actually see Talia. Talia goes over Scuttle Crab here. So they know that this is coming in. And they're trying to get out as fast as they possibly can. Canyon starts Q, then flashes to hit it. Instant cleanse. That's Captain Jack cleanse right there. And he misses crash down, but Chovy's already there with the wall. And look at Chovy. Look at the placement. He pops off wall immediate. He already has W going and then gets the E immediately. And they don't even... Okay, well, Pays committed suicide. That was bad. But at least he gave the kill to Yuumi, so it doesn't really matter. That Talia play was beautiful by Chovy, though.
They will be able to kill Amy. That's the main thing. Kill goes over to Chovy. He's going to be very happy with that. They deny a lot of CS to the Zeri, but because Pays dies as well, that does take away, I think, a lot of the value that otherwise you could be looking towards. I don't want to see that dive back to see what actually transpired there for him to have aggro by himself. As we...
Showmaker back to his dastardly tricks, playing Grasp Azir.
Lucid now starting this up on Vision. And I don't actually know if they can get away with this. There are no ults available here.
I actually don't hate the Grasp Azir. I prefer it though when DPlus is playing like a Jax in the jungle, because then you can just use Azir more aggressively to shuffle, and you're not so reliant on him to do damage. If you have like a top lane carry, I mean they've done this with like top lane Smolder, which makes a lot of sense. The problem here is like they're really all in on aiming Zeri. In case that wasn't obvious with you know, the Yumi as well. I mean, he needs to absolutely do damage in these team fights. But at least by having the Grasp Brazier, they will have more of an ability to attack the back line of Taliyah and Aphelios.
Makes you wonder why we didn't see the Taliyah earlier. As we take another look at this, so it is Chovy initially taking aggro, and then yeah, Pace ends up taking
It's also a cannon wave, so Chovy makes it back to salvage about 2 caster minions from the crashed wave. Yeah, a lot of players, if you guys don't know, a lot of players prefer to roam on the cannon wave timers because it takes much longer to kill that wave, so you don't actually lose as much CS because it just kills the cannon and you get the rest of the wave if you roam during those timers.
Play by any means, but you can understand why he would make that mistake. But as you mentioned, does compound perhaps on some of his confidence issues from today.
Yeah, Pace just hasn't looked that good. And the laning mistakes, I think we saw a lot of during the regular season as well. But it's
these are super late grubs, so you're going to have a very, very, very short amount of time to pick up second grubs.
For this player, pressure may be getting
You know, because they're going to spawn like 30, 40, 35, 40 seconds before Herald. So you're going to have a very short amount of time to take further grubs. But you don't need grubs if you're GenG. This is not a composition that is going to, you know, be huge with 6 Void grubs like in game number 1.
I think you can argue that it is.
Yeah, because you can put your body on the line a little bit more aggressively. So rather than trying to play defensive in the poke style, you're doing a little bit less damage, but you can commit to plays with a bit more ease.
Owner's playing Rel in that game. Well, Owner is a very good Rel player, so.
And the subsequent Drake going down.
We all comment on the live game. Corky for Faker. TF for Zayasa. Well, looks like T1's winning that one.
Where we got the R5 Silas, and they completely took over the game from that point on. It's I think most game 5s kind of start this way, with both teams just being like, we don't want to fall behind early. We're going to play it safe.
No mistake.
So we're going to power through this game, and then you guys can go off, watch the T1 Hanwha live. We'll do the T1 Hanwha reviews tomorrow.
That I think we have seen of him in the past is very nicely done there by Chovy. He says, hello, Lucid. How about you take a larger journey? King was looking for the backhand.
Thank you, Matty Man, for your Tier 1 subscription. Carrie has more ADC played on the year than 3 ADC players in the LCK.
I would say it doesn't bode
That's
well for
funny.
GenG, particularly with how Aiming has been playing this series. And the level up that he had last split comes to mind when I think that Keen, Lahans, even BDD didn't really have the summer playoffs that they were looking for. Aiming was maybe contrary to what he often is described as, actually super dependable. We'll see if he's able to replicate it. So much power and so much responsibility rests on his shoulders.
Is this Aatrox ever going to be useful this game, or you just get thrown around like a ragdoll? I don't know, man. You tell me. Are you talking about World's MVP, World's Finals MVP, Aatrox Kingen with an Aatrox skin? Surely he wouldn't fuck this up. He's an Aatrox legend. God, Chovy, dude. Chovy. The punish on the bot side. You love to see it. Fuck Yumi. Fuck Zeri. Get fucked with a rock. Showmaker's here, but he decides, I don't want a piece of this action.
Chovy being the difference maker in this one. I haven't finished my sentence.
Chovy with the perfect roam timer without losing anything. Yeah, I mean, he just pieces out. He literally just pushes the wave. I mean, it's easy, guys. It's easy with Taliyah because Taliyah can perma-shove with Q. It is easier with Taliyah, to be fair. But, you know, the minion wave is entirely just cleared by both mid laners, and then he just TPs in. It's gorgeous. Perfectly hits his W.
As well. Double kill over to Chovy, who's making his presence felt in the bottom lane yet again.
Chovy being the difference maker in this one.
Ooh, almost get some nasty trades onto Showmaker there, and just he lost a couple of melees. It's a couple of melee minions, no worry.
The end of the world by itself actually end up following the pathing that Aiming takes.
By the way, this is super bad communication on DPlus's part to all in when Taliyah is back and has TP up. It's pretty troll.
Not losing their nerves, and then here, realistically, you're never getting away. And then also really nicely done. You get the Wild Growth into knockback combo, guaranteed CC, so no way to outplay that. You can't walk your way out of that one.
Yeah, like Showmaker has done many a time, and now Showmaker's getting in there. Again, he's pretty tanky. The Lucid all comes through, and Toby gets shut down. The kill will go over to Lucid. It's now Canyon running away from this Zeri. Tons of damage coming out from this DPlus comp.
Chovy holding his flash there because he wants, which is not ideal for DK. This isn't like a Vi where you're like, you know what, there's value. he's not going to be that type of champion.
Trying to fight over this one. I mean,
gone.
They don't have Chovy.
It's fine. You can give up that Drake. It's very GenG shot calling, even without Peanut, I guess, these days.
I mean,
To give up that Drake. Let's play for the gold.
they don't really need to do that, but sure, okay.
They have Prio on Chovy. He's level 11 and his ult is almost off cooldown, so I feel like if you do get into an extended fight, they're like, we take those.
Yeah.
You win. It should be okay.
The level 11 wall is a big difference from the level 6 wall.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a difference of like 1,000 range or something. But
Yeah, it's a lot longer, the level 2 wall.
I can hit like the nearby jungle camps to, yeah, I'm in the bottom lane. So.
Yeah, it's the same as Nocturne, right? That jump up just feels amazing. As we take another look here, crucially, Chovy already uses his E, so Showmaker can just shuffle in, and there, he's just waiting. Like he is waiting for Showmaker to commit the flash again, like he did the last time. Not ready for Lucid.
Good catch out by Showmaker there. Played that well around the E and W.
About that, at least.
Which is why Lucid now is the only one with gold lead.
Chovy was always brilliant on the sidelines. Maybe he finally learned to actually communicate it, not be a bad shot caller. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't the shot caller previously. He and Lehens are doing the shot calling now. I've asked GenG about this. So he has taken over the shot calling, and that's part of it for sure. Yeah, he talks a lot. He and Lehens talk the most.
Yeah, maybe Lucid is actually the worst. Hey, you can buy Frozen Heart. That's a great item.
I wish you could buy 2 Knights vows.
So you can be a knight to 2 people?
Yeah.
You can't have 2 lords. You get 1 lord.
You give the buff to 2 of the players.
Yeah, I agree with Chronicler. You can't be a knight with 2 lords. That's fucked up.
So GenG, they're going to make a play here for the Rift Herald, and it doesn't look like DPlus Kia have any interest in fighting over that. So that's just an objective given over to GenG.
Chovy does have TP. Keen almost has his, so I don't think they're going to actually give up the bot side turret for this. So should be a favorable trade for GenG. And there we see TP could come through. King immediately backs off. Doesn't want to risk it. We do see Chovy kind of looking, but he's already underneath his turret. You can try to go for this, but it is a bit risky unless he face checks, which he doesn't. It's Lucid.
Lucid just going for
It's fine.
He's just gallivanting out there on his Poro. Here we go. Gonna get that engaged, but immediately Canyon is going to get cleansed, and now with the Wild Growth should be okay. As here comes Chovy.
Oh, Chovy. Oh, the knockup again. Showmaker's in there. He's in there. All right, Keegan's on the flank. All right, King got Showmaker though. Okay, Showmaker's maybe dead.
And the kite back comes through from the side of GenG. Nobody else will die.
Nice job on you dodging the Yuumi skill shot. That's crazy. What a crazy fight.
I think you'll take that if you're DK. I think that's slightly favorable. You did use Kingan's flash. Really look for it. Yuumi heal. And then on the other end, unfortunately for aiming at Kingan, there are a lot of low health bars. And a lot of summoners used, but no real opportunities. But now, with those sums advantages...
We're going quick through this one. We're losing viewers to live LCK, which I understand. I don't blame you guys.
Outside of Merc trades, I guess. But
I wonder if
I gotta go make dinner.
I believe they say we can't fight.
That is a big risk. Like, Chovy, obviously he has his wall. I feel like if DK just started up, though, like, get mid and then run towards that dragon. Oh,
and they're gonna get the mid-tier one. Oh, yeah, this is pretty huge.
Wait, they do need to start it, though. Okay, we know Chovy's top. He doesn't have TP. That's gonna...
Are they trading? Like, ooh.
GenG's making the right call. I was just worried about DK actually doing it.
Yeah, this is classic GenG. They don't give a fuck about soul point, dude. This team stays cool for soul points more than any other team in the world. They do not give any fucks about soul point.
In the top lane, but not going to feel nearly as good as what DK are getting, as the wall is going to come down, but they just move away. But it is going to secure mid-tier 1 here for GenG as well.
So GenG in the extended trade end up getting 2 turrets.
They give up a turret and a Drake.
like Zero.
And there's a Talia in the vicinity.
As if he doesn't two-shot people already.
Chovy's getting so much solo gold from these towers, though.
And it hops away. And there's a Talia in the vicinity.
Talia's so rich, man.
But look at this, Lehen's caught out on the left side.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna wild growth himself and try to run away.
Good trade if Lehens doesn't die.
Flash on in from aiming. He is not messing around. It's Showmaker.
Beautiful play from Showmaker on the pace.
On the pace, but they can't get to the back line. Lucid pretty low as Keen trying to do Kagan. Will not go down. Finally gets taken out, but they have not dealt with Showmaker or aiming.
And that's what you need to do. That's what I was talking about. You know, it can be hard to kill Aphelios, but the grasp Azir is actually working really well here, guys.
Down he goes. They give the kill to Showmaker.
I think they try to
Because the grasp Azir allows you to go in,
make sure.
The DPlus
and then you are able to clean up with the Zeri.
But these fights are looking for Showmaker. Pretty low to run away.
Slowed.
Slow comes down and he is dead. Flash on in from aiming. He is not messing around. As Showmaker gets the pick on the pace, but they can't get to the back line. Lucid pretty
Oh, whoops. Keen may have put Kingen on Paze's face there. Whoops, Keen. Keen, let's not Cassante ult the Aatrox into Paze. Mistakes were made, guys. Mistakes were made.
Making sure Kingen in particular doesn't even have Infernal Soul.
Poor Paze.
Aiming, making sure that he doesn't
But he was the one who sucked this series, guys. Remember, he was the one who sucked, not Keen, who literally pushes out
Yes, he's able to stay alive for a
and then drags him into Paze for Paze to take lethal damage. Canyon was just trying to peel for him.
Pace stepped into that. He's like, I'm going to kill this guy right now. And Kingen was just a bit faster. Gets the drain tanking and survives.
Showmaker
For a bit.
gets his grass stack, gets his kill. And even though you were expected to stop. You were expected to win. You've gone to
Vibes aside.
Chovy feels like he is approaching his normal level.
Man, GenG living dangerously on Soul Point, opting into living dangerously.
Right in front of us. And well, what else could we do then? Maybe just
He's going to go for Baron.
start Nash. Right?
Could.
It's fine.
Just do it.
Force a mistake.
They do have vision control over that.
Just do it. You got 2 minutes. Just try it.
I do feel like DK are just being a bit more proactive. They're finding better angles, and
Yeah.
they're the ones engaging, which is always going to feel good, especially for their comp that doesn't necessarily have a lot of engage, but has a lot of chase down, has a lot of long-term sustained damage in long team fights. So it's been looking good for them so far, but still feels like anybody's game. This could still go the way of...
I really don't want to force this Baron.
It looked like DK were great, and aiming was really
Surprising.
good. They were kind of farming GenG until the Elder fight.
That's the big thing here. There is still a ton of punish potential available here for GenG with a single overstep. And if DK ever commit to a fight and don't actually kill, they know. They gotta know.
They gotta know, right?
Oh my god.
They don't quite know.
Oh, aiming.
Shows up big, but the damage is
Keen.
without aiming, they finally get it
Oh,
back.
Keen.
He needs to be the carry now, but Toby's in the back line.
That was such a good combo from Canyon and Keen.
On top of the Talia, might be able to
Oh my god, that R3 hit 2 people.
insane mode in that back line himself, and the knockup comes in from Toby to seal the deal on the
Jesus.
team fight.
You know,
Team fight win there for GenG.
there are a lot of Cassantes in the world, but Keen does the most ridiculous shit on Cassante out of anybody. The number of, like, highlight Cassante moments this guy has is just crazy.
I don't think either team can take an objective here.
And we reset.
And this is
It's so funny. They dodge the Yumi. And then he just says, fuck it.
his flash gone.
Forces cleanse immediately.
The fact
And they try and counter
doesn't die in
Yumi ult.
Baron, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did they
But
The fact that aiming doesn't die in
it's pretty bad that they face checked that, though, that they got that close to it.
And this is big because this is Canyon is
They just
flash
mind
gone.
controlled aiming into going into that fight.
The fact that aiming doesn't die in
They know they're not doing Baron, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did they face check?
I don't know. Maybe they thought that they could flash out of it. And again here, the big difference maker is King and doing so much damage in this fight.
Owner's looking bad again.
Even with aiming
What a
already
surprise.
taken out, Tank is here also being able to scoop everyone up to buy some much necessary time than Chovy. As mentioned, sitting on 2 items already, doing a whole lot. And now for DK, are they going to choose
Well, I have to go after this Drake.
Okay, Lucid.
Okay, so they do get it for free just because they have priority after winning that fight.
And
Or are we just going to do the Baron?
Vision, absolutely, they should.
well, now
There is no vision control here outside of this one ward for DK. King, he doesn't have TP. King doesn't have
They're
TP.
just gonna
Oh, Kingen doesn't have TP and they see him in bot.
The amount of CC that's available.
Oh, man.
Vision control here outside of this one ward for DK.
Greedy.
King, he doesn't have TP. King doesn't have
They're
TP.
just
He
gonna
shot
Uh-oh.
first. He spotted them vision. Absolutely, they should.
We got White Gun, too, to do this.
Absolutely, they
Philios,
should.
green, white.
now they have vision. Can they do this fast enough? Is really the next question. And
Are we gonna
slowly
flip?
but surely,
There is a rel. It's not
Lucid.
really a flip.
he's gonna put his nose in there. We do have a wall that is put down. The glacial prison gone, and now the engage coming over the wall, aiming into that back line. Excellent dash away and flash from this one, and now the chase comes in. Chovy in a lot of trouble. The Moonlight Vigil does nothing, and now Kingen is going to be grabbed over.
Oh, my God. Huge play by Keen.
Makes the play, gets over the wall, but now he's going to go down.
Aiming's alive though.
And once again, we reset. It's
Keen.
3-3.
Keen has TP.
Nobody can do the back.
Jesus.
So much damage here, DK. A lot of their issues nowhere to be found in this one. They're decisive. They play out these fights. Aiming, flashing away there, ensuring that he's actually able to get away. Chovy, as you point out, Moonlight Vigil not doing anything. Chovy being kept alive for so long, thanks to the work of Lahans. And then Keen actually killing King. It looks like that's the turnaround. And then Showmaker, with that shuffle, ends up making sure that, again, neither team gets a decisive edge in any of these fights.
You can see GenG were
Five that isn't the blowout?
has not been the case this time.
Keen is doing, heard me talking earlier, I think, some good.
So just hoping he can get there. I mean, Pace has already died 5 times in this game.
Keen had 3 items now. Oh, they have a now they have a Mikhail's, too, on Lulu for Aphelios.
I'm not sure how that one works.
Oof.
Yeah, has item parity.
Yeah. So Chovy's just bot, but he is Talia. And
STP.
he's level 16, so that wall basically is the whole map. Not quite. It does go from one lane to another lane pretty easily.
Wonder if DK want to opt into a trade in about a minute and a half.
Is vision.
All right, so we're actually just going to start the Baron again.
And then let the Baron go. GenG, though, they don't want to let it get to that far. They have control of the pit.
Yeah. There is vision of this. They do know this is happening. As DK, once again, they threaten a fight. Wall is going to come down. Chovy is safe. The ult goes
Basically
wide,
exactly
and
the same
GenG
play that happened before with Chovy on the wall there as they try and take its exact same play, including the Sejuani, like tossing out Glacial Prison.
Wall is going to come down. Chovy is safe. The ult goes wide, and GenG will
Timing is super good, though.
And here comes aiming on the follow-up, though. The flank comes in from Kingen. Not the best flank, as now Canyon going in alone. The massive damage in that backline. They don't get onto Pace, though, as Showmaker
It's so hard to kill Pays. It's so hard to kill Pays now. Between the Mikhails and the Wild Growth.
They might just be able to, and he gets over the wall. They know they're down a member. GenG, they're going to win the fight barely, and they get the Baron. Still a bit on the chase here is Keen, just threatening slowly onto aiming.
That should also be the second dragon going over to GenG. Starting to stack these as TP comes in. They want to contest. There's no smite. Lucid actually has an earlier smite. Maybe DK gets the trade off to roll.
Ooh, getting the Infernal Soul's really huge
And I would
for
believe
killing Pays in that back line.
As we're taking a look at this, Baron gets burst down so quickly. Lucid's ult to complete with. So it's when aiming goes in, tries to do as much damage as possible, but Keen zoning, doing such a good job with him. The engage only doesn't end the fight immediately because of the counterplay from Kingen. Then here, Pace, the fact that he stays out alive, the value of the Talia E, absolutely huge, buys the crucial time. But
GenG's just so good at peeling for Pays in these fights.
never underestimate them.
I think that DK should probably still let this one go. We'll see if they are trying to look for a contest nonetheless. But with Kingen, no TP, and towards top side,
Yeah.
not going to happen. They're just going to try and run out this Baron timer.
All right. And it's kind of an awkward. They must feel pretty good about the way things went, all things considered. I mean, you get a Baron, you get another Infernal, Now you've got this wall coming up.
Chovy's walls. Damn, every time, guys. Every time.
And that giant Cassante, nobody can
Dude, all of his walls into the bot lane this game have been so good.
They still have the Baron buff for a minute.
Might even try to look for the ends. Aiming does have his flash available. They have McKay.
That might just be the end of the game.
Is it enough though? Kingen doesn't have a Surreal Dust yet. We'll see if GenG wants to run the risk, because if you overextend here, end up getting wiped, counterpunch could be lethal.
And,
Finds Lucid.
and they're slowly stacking by a decent margin as well.
Again,
The walls have just been game-changing.
well, every time that Lucid uses his Q to run away, that's like the third time we've seen Chovy do that. Actually so oppressive here with the Talia wall. Morello's for him as well to try and keep Kingen down.
And aiming.
Very good point.
He's got a Yumi on his back. Redemption, you know. I think it's just good in general. He's got the only...
No.
It just feels like GenG have finally been the first team to take the step in the winning direction. They have an inhibitor down, and they're going to look to set up something up here.
We've seen not going to be given any opportunity, and it's now a 6k gold lead here for GenG.
Yeah, we're just going to go second Baron before we end. Really good Baron control this game from GenG, though. That's one of the underrated aspects of Talia, is just like the wall is just so annoying. Like Poppy ult at securing objectives for professional teams. And the advantage to playing it in mid instead of jungle is that you can flank. Like, you don't actually have to be on the objective as the Talia. Whereas if you're playing jungle Talia, you can't wall as effectively because you're not, like, on the flank trying to separate the team from the objective. Because if you're not in the pit, then obviously you can't smite. So that's another good reason to play Talia mid instead of jungle.
Not sure how
Unless you're playing Spellbook Talia mid, I guess.
Oh, well, there you go. He's just going to buy it. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Has the item.
Everything is fine.
Everything is totally fine.
For the double
No problem
spice.
at all.
That's not. It's like, yeah, he didn't have the damage, sure they lost the final fight. That's not the ending this series deserves, Feldes.
Absolutely. You can just start it. There's no vision here. They get a trinket in, and CK say no. We don't want to fight over this.
The problem is because the wave in top isn't shoved in. Like, the rather is shoved in for GenG. GenG can just rotate towards top. They don't actually need to hard commit for this soul, but it looks like with the TP, PK are going to try and make it work. Pace taking a lot of poke already.
Yeah, already taking a bit as they're
Lucid caught by the RF3 again.
The Moonlight Vigil is pretty good though. Redemption does come in, aiming.
Really good kiting by GenG. You can see they're just all on the same page. You know what I mean? They're going to do some damage to Lucid, but they're not obsessive. They'll flash out and then regroup in Redemption, get some more HP, and then try and push out again with Q3 and Cassante. Force a flash. Oh my god, he can't get away when he's ghosting. Keen just coming here with all of the support from Lulu.
They might just be able to end up with this.
Yeah, they can't back. Showmaker totally caught here. No
Jesus.
Polymorph, he is done for.
Is that it?
That might just be it. Unfortunately, this game might just be decided by this series of plays in a row. Lucid is on the run.
Oh, what an anticlimactic end that will be. Lucid trying to clear the wave there, but the TP doesn't let. That might just
to make it through and survive. Hayes moving forward.
Wow. Well, that was a much more commanding game. I got a little bit nervous there for GenG when they let the first 3 Drakes go, but I mean, it's so hard. As we saw, it's so hard to kill this Aphelios. And Chovy had a monster game on the Talia, like really good dives, setting up his team for success. Keen also really good on Cassante. Well, a bit close, guys. GenG probably shouldn't have been taking those games as close as they ended up being, but still fun.